Chapter 8, Mishnah 3. The Torah forbids a Kohen to marry certain women, such as a divorcee. If a Kohen does marry a woman who is forbidden to him, and he has a male child from her, the child is a halal, who is disqualified from the kahuna. The son of a halal is also a halal. If a halal cohabits with a woman, he makes her unfit to marry a Kohen. These laws apply in cases of doubt as well. For example, if a Kohen marries a woman who might be a divorcee, their son is a possible halal. A woman who cohabits with a possible halal becomes forbidden to Kohanim out of doubt. This Mishnah refers to a family that includes a possible halal, but it is not known which member of the family he is. Thus, every man in that family is suspected of being a possible halal. Such a family is called a mixed family because it contains a mixture of different categories of people. Rabbi Yehoshua and Rabbi Yehuda ben Becerra testified about the widow of a mixed family, i.e., a widow who had been married to a member of a family that included a possible halal, that she is permitted to marry into the kahuna. Although there is a chance that her dead husband was the possible halal of the family, which would make her forbidden to the kahuna, she is in fact permitted to marry a Kohen. This is because two doubts are involved here. A, it is unknown whether her husband was the possible halal, and B, even if he was, it is unknown whether he was truly a halal. The general rule in cases of a double doubt, such as this, is that we rule leniently. This widow is therefore allowed to marry into the kahuna. These Tanaim gave another testimony about such a family. They also testified that a mixed family, i.e. a family that includes a possible halal whose identity is unknown, is proper. That is, although a possible halal is part of the family, it should still conduct itself like any other family of proper lineage, which means that before a woman marries into the family, it must look into her background to find out whether she is forbidden or permitted, whether it ought to distance her, i.e. prevent her from marrying into the family, or bring her near, i.e. let her marry into the family. The next Tana disagrees with the first ruling of Rabbi Yehoshua and Rabbi Yehuda ben Becerra, where they permitted a widow of a mixed family to marry Kohen. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel said to Rabbi Yehoshua and Rabbi Yehuda ben Becerra, "We accept your testimony, i.e. we believe that this is what you heard from the sages of the earlier generation. But what can we do about it now that Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai has decreed not to let courts meet for this purpose? Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai prohibited courts to allow a widow of a mixed family to marry into the kahuna. Furthermore, the reality is that even if a court would rule about such a widow, the Kohanim would have to listen to you, i.e. the court, only to distance themselves from her. That is, if the court would rule that she is forbidden, they would accept the court's ruling. But they would not listen to you to bring themselves close to her. That is, if the court would rule that she is permitted, they would disregard the court's ruling."